Welcome to the Workamper Show, a podcast devoted to helping you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. I'm Steve Anderson, the president of Workamper News. Each one of our episodes will either introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to opportunities to work short-term jobs. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Thank you, Steve. Today I'll be speaking with an employer from Iowa who is looking for volunteer work campers for the 2022 season to work in a remote part of the state, but not too far from Des Moines. Today's episode is sponsored by Workamper News. With its diamond and platinum membership tools, Workamper News is much more than a job listing website. When you put the tools of this professional service into action, you'll find out just how easy it can be to turn your work camping dreams into reality. The one-year memberships open the door to a one-stop shop for all things work camping. Being the original resource for work camping, you'll find the largest number of job listings, be able to connect with a community of work campers, view resources compiled by experts who've been enjoying the RV lifestyle for many years. If you're serious about leading a successful and enjoyable work camping lifestyle, then a Diamond or Platinum membership is for you. You can even get started with a free 30-day trial by visiting www.workamper.com/trial. Embark on a new adventure today with the support of Workamper News behind you. Jessica Heath is a park ranger with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers project at Lake Red Rock, Iowa. Nestled in central Iowa, about 35 minutes southeast of Des Moines, Lake Red Rock is the largest lake in the state. It was made in 1969 when the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers erected a dam along the Des Moines River to create an 11-mile-long lake and 35,000 acres of surrounding land that offer bountiful recreation opportunities. The project is home to 6 federally managed campgrounds as well as 3 others operated by the state and county, including a primitive wilderness campground managed by the Army Corps of Engineers that is accessible by paddleboat or a short hike. There are 641 campsites at Lake Red Rock. In addition to camping, people enjoy boating, canoeing, kayaking, and swimming. The lake is known for catfish and striped bass, and spring and summer seasons attract a number of hunters seeking white-tailed deer and turkeys. An 18-mile-wide paved bike trail guides visitors along one side of Lake Red Rock, where they can enjoy some spectacular vistas of the surrounding countryside. There are also 10 marked hiking trails and even a water trail for paddlers. The project is technically open year-round because water below the dam never freezes and people like to fish all seasons. And that's true of eagles who like to make that area home themselves. Ranger Heath hires about 60 work campers every year to staff campgrounds, day use areas, or visitor center from mid-April through October. At that time, the weather can turn cold, which forces the staff to winterize the campgrounds. Jobs are scattered throughout the project, but center around 5 developed campgrounds. Most work campers typically live in the campground they are assigned or near the recreation areas they oversee. Some jobs involve custodial work, taking care of bathrooms and shower houses, as well as keeping sites free of litter. They also take care of fire pits at the park, and work campers use gators or side-by-side utility vehicles to travel around the park or along the trails looking for debris. Gate attendants collect fees from visitors, check people into campsites, and serve as hosts at the main recreation areas. They drive through the park several times a day, ensuring there aren't any problems and helping to educate visitors about park rules. Maintenance jobs require work campers to fix things, refurbish picnic tables, and help with landscaping chores like brush removal. People working at the visitor center answer phones, sell passes, greet people seeking information, pass out literature, and look after various animals and displays. To tell us more about the volunteer opportunities at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers project at Lake Red Rock, Iowa, please welcome Park Ranger Jessica Heath to the show. Can you tell me a little bit about your project and where it's located and what it's about?
Okay, well, Lake Red Rock is located in central Iowa. And so we're an impoundment on the Des Moines River, and we work in tandem with another Corps of Engineers lake, which is Lake Saylorville, up near Des Moines. We're about 35 miles southeast of Des Moines, and we offer a lot of rural type activities here. It's kind of nice. We're pretty close to Des Moines, which is obviously the capital of Iowa, And so close enough to be able to, access shopping, food, entertainment, but far enough away to feel like you're kind of out there, getting some space, getting your nature in. It's a really nice location. Anything in particular you'd like to know about us?
How many campgrounds do you have?
So we are one of the projects where, the Corps of Engineers manages several campgrounds, but we also have several campgrounds that are managed by state and by the county. The Corps of Engineers manages 5 campgrounds, as well as one additional campground, which is a free campground, which is a wilderness campground, but people have access to paddle up or walk in. No water or utilities there, but it's kind of a nice opportunity for people who want that more, primitive camping experience. But the Corps does have 5 full-service campgrounds, with an additional 3 that are run by either the state or the county. That's a total of 641 campsites in all.
Wow. That must be a massive lake you're on.
It is a big lake. So it's actually Iowa's largest lake, Lake Red Rock. And so we do have other quote unquote natural lakes that like to say that they're the biggest ones, but we're biggest by far.
So when you're hiring work campers, are you hiring for a specific campground or for the entire project?
So it's really for the entire project. So some of our work campers are in campgrounds, some are in day use areas, some are at our visitor center, which is attached here to our offices. It's a little bit of anything and everything, actually, that we ask of the volunteers who work here.
What kind of activities do you provide for guests, I guess, is what I'm looking at this point.
Okay, so on top of the obvious camping with all the campsites that we have, with it being Iowa's largest lake, there's really good boating. Lake Red Rock has wonderful fishing. A lot of people we have stripers, which a lot of people go for, and below the dam, people like to go for catfish a lot. Here lately, I've been seeing people pull a lot of them out, so they've been pretty excited about that. Being rural Iowa, we're pretty known for our hunting too, because we are Corps of Engineers. We have a lot of federally run or federally managed land around our lake, and so it's actually Iowa's largest tract of federally managed land that's open to public hunting. So we get a lot of people that come here to do, in the spring and in the fall and the winter, come here for hunting, not only white-tailed deer, but turkey too. We also have a very nice bike trail, which we're really excited about. It's a paved trail that goes a good perimeter around the lake. It's a total of 18 miles just along one side of the lake, and people really enjoy being able to see that. It's got really good views, really good vistas. It's just a lovely way to spend a day or an afternoon.
Well, it sounds like it. And now, is your project open for recreation year-round?
So we're kind of, sort of. So it's because we are in the Midwest, we have pretty serious winters with lots of snow. And so we tend to be a lot less busy in the off-season, so our off-season being about October through April. But people still come down. One thing people really do enjoy around here is just below the dam, because Corps of Engineers, a lot of us are, based around dams. Just below the dam, there's always open water because of the flow going through the dam. And we get hundreds of bald eagles through there every season. And so people will come from miles and miles away to see the bald eagles that we have perched, lucky for me, just outside my window here.
Are they nesting there as well?
We have several nesting pairs. Most of them migrate just during the winter, though, and kind of hang out here where we have the open water for them to fish from.
Okay. If you're open all those months, are you using work campers pretty much year-round or just during the specific summer months?
Now, our work campers generally are just through the summer months, but we do have our visitor center open throughout the year, and we do have work campers working through the visitor center throughout the winter too.
Okay. Well, that's good. Now, are you providing like a cabin for the work campers in the winter, or is there an RV site that is open?
So actually the visitor center being open year round has kind of been a new development. And up till now, we've kind of had local volunteers who live in the area who come down here and then also camp during the summer, and work camp during the summer as well. So they'll get a full hookup site during the summer volunteer during the summer, but then also kind of continue that while they live from home during the off season. We're kind of working on how to manage that moving forward. It's kind of a new thing for us. We're just not sure how to do that yet.
Okay. How many work campers do you typically hire every year?
So this year, for instance, we have 64 volunteers that work with us and one contracted volunteer couple.
64. That's huge.
It's a lot. And they're all wonderful people who I'm just blessed to work with every day.
Mm-hmm. Now, are they living together in the same community or are they scattered throughout the project?
They're pretty well scattered. So we don't have a volunteer village like most places have, or not most, but many places have. Our work campers typically camp in the area that they work in. So if you're, say, House Station is an example of one of our campgrounds, people who work at House Station will typically live there throughout the summer. They're kind of scattered around the campground, so it's not like all of them are in one spot, but you're close enough to be able to get together. I know a lot of our work campers will have potlucks throughout the year, still get together. So just because you're a little further apart doesn't mean that the community is not any less strong.
Mm-hmm. Now, what type of jobs do work campers typically perform?
So there are 4 basic categories. So there's custodial work. We have gate attendant work, which is more like a host type job that people think of. We have maintenance type jobs, and we have visitor assistance jobs, which is things like working in the visitor center.
Okay. And how many hours do they typically work per week?
So what we do ask is for any single or couple volunteers that we ask a minimum of 20 hours of work. A lot of times they'll do quite a bit more than that, but 20 is what we ask on minimum.
Okay. So 20 hours per week per couple. So in exchange for a free campsite, does that mean you're looking for 20 hours a week per person? I mean, meaning that a solo would have to work 40 hours a week?
Okay. So it does get a bit confusing. And so, no, that's per position, really. So the 20 hours, so if it's a couple working a job or a solo working a job, it would be 20 hours either way. So the couple could do 10 and 10 hours. They could both work 20 hours if they wanted to. One of the couple could do 1 hour and the other 19 hours. But for a position, whether it be couple or solo, 20 hours.
Now, do you actively recruit solos? Some people don't have the space to bring in a lot of solo work campers. That's why I asked.
Oh, absolutely. So we have many solo work campers here who do a fantastic job. And so I've not found that the quality of work is any less when we have solo work campers.
Okay. And how long have you been utilizing work campers?
We have been doing this since 1993, and I will have to apologize for this right off hand here. I have been the volunteer coordinator here for a total of 3 months now.
Okay.
I've been working at this project for 4 years and kind of working pretty closely with the volunteers, but I wasn't the head volunteer coordinator up until 3 months ago when ours decided he wanted to live his life and retire. So that gave me this opportunity.
Okay.
But yes, I believe in 1993 we officially started our work camper program. So it's been a good 30 years. I'm not best at math.
Okay. And you said that all of the positions except one are volunteers. Is that typically what you're looking for? I mean, you're recruiting one contractor position, but that would be through the federal billing process or bidding process, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And is that person a gate attendant?
So that person is a gate attendant. He's actually our relief attendant. So he moves around from campground to campground to help give additional days off to our volunteer attendants. So he works a little bit everywhere, not one particular place.
Oh, okay. So the volunteers are pretty much doing the same thing. They're working at the gates too?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are any of them involved in security work?
Did you say security work?
Yes.
No, not specifically. No.
Okay. So if they run into a problem at the campground, they call you.
That's exactly right. So just they say,
okay.
the volunteers are down there 90% of the time, and they're the eyes and ears in our campgrounds and in our rec areas. But we just advise that the volunteers just give us a call anytime there's anything that's anywhere near above their head, or even if they don't want to deal with a difficult person. Anything can happen anywhere. But what I really like about our location here in central Iowa is it's really got that Iowa nice feel. It's got that Midwest hospitality kind of feel. And fortunately, knock on wood, we don't tend to see too much of that.
Of anybody who's causing trouble. How many rangers do you work at the project?
So we have a staff of 8 full-time ranger staff, and an additional, currently this year, we've got 3 summer park rangers who are out and about doing patrol and working with volunteers.
Okay. You had mentioned that one of the perks is a free full hookup site. Are there any other perks that come with working at Red Rock?
Well, I like to say just being part of the community is a really good perk. I've noticed that the Workampers that we have here do really develop that sense of family, that sense of community. And so just that ability to live and interact with people who are pretty like-minded, who kind of are doing and on the same, level of interest as you. I think that's a perk in itself. In addition, where we're located, while we are rural Iowa, we're kind of sandwiched between 2 different communities. We've got Pella, Iowa, over on our east, and then we've got Knoxville over on our left, on our west. Pella is a nice Dutch community. It's an interesting area. They've got, I would say, the best bakeries that might be in the entire United States. They have a thriving square or downtown community, and people like to go there. There's shops, and like I said, just really good food to eat. Knoxville, on the other side of us, is the sprint car capital of the world, so quite different from Pella. And so I would say anybody who comes here, there's something to do for sure. You need to go see the bakeries, or you can go over and see a sprint car race over in Knoxville on a Saturday. Okay. We're also 35 miles southeast of Des Moines, so there's always something to do.
That's the biggest big city, right?
The biggest big city in Iowa, correct?
Right. Okay. Very good. There's lots of things to do there. Culturally, there's a big amusement park over there in Des Moines. And so, I believe that there's probably no problem at all people would have in finding things to do in that area. I mean, how far are you from the Amana Ranges and things like that?
Oh, the Amana. So I would say we're a good hour and a half drive to the Amana colonies from here. I know a lot of people visit there fairly often. Mm-hmm. Again, great food, great culture, great community, just a really good visit, a good day trip or a weekend trip for anybody that would come here.
Mm-hmm. Do Workampers need any special skills or training?
So our Workampers come from a variety of backgrounds and come into us with a variety of different skills. I'd say the biggest thing would be just having, interpersonal skills, good public relations type skills. You're working directly with the public, so it's good to be able to be good at talking to people. But I would say one of the biggest things is just having a positive attitude and working well with others. It goes really, really far. Again, we can use a variety of different skills. So we've got maintenance volunteers have usually some kind of background in maintenance. Our visitor assistance volunteers often have a background in working directly with people. So we're able to kind of take the skills that you're able to offer and kind of utilize those throughout the project. It's kind of nice in that we have so many different opportunities for people.
Okay. But when it comes to like operating tools or equipment, things like that, do you provide specific training for those?
Yeah. So if we would ask you to utilize different tools and things like that, yes, we provide training. So for example, our custodial volunteers often operate UTVs, so gators, little side-by-side vehicles. And so we would offer training before you're operating those. We have volunteers that work on, currently, I've got some volunteers working on fixing up a bunch of picnic tables that we've got here. And so we train them on operation of using the hand grinder and things like that so that they're trained up and, obviously safe doing the work that they're doing.
Mm-hmm. So there's no real specific traits or qualifications that you're looking for other than the people like being around people.
that's kind of the big thing.
Okay, very good. And of the 64 work campers that you have, how many of them return from season to season?
So, as a general rule, by the end of the season, we have about 15 openings. So that's 33. We have 33 positions, 64 campers. So usually 15 to 20 of those volunteer sets are returning.
15 of them return. Okay, so you have a lot of people, a lot of turnover every year. When do you?
I wouldn't say that there's a ton of turnover. I would say on average, I would say we fill, it's between 5 and 15. So, I mean, and it's kind of hard to say that there's an average number. So I know that this year, for instance, we've got a lot of people talking about, they've got family down south and they're deciding they want to go down there and try that thing for a while. And so this year we might have more, but then next year it could be a thing where everybody decides they really, really liked it here and nobody wants to move on. And it could be very different from year to year.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we've got volunteer couples that have worked here they've been here for 20 years. And we've got people who it's their first year here. So there's just a wide range there. So I know with work camping, there's so many opportunities that you can have. You can go to Oregon if you wanted to. You can go down to Arizona if you wanted to. You can go to Iowa. Some people find Iowa and they find the community and they really, really like it. And so they decide to stay for a while. Others say, hey, this is really, really cool, but I'm going to try something else. So it just changes from year to year.
When do you typically start recruiting people?
October is the end of our season here, our general recreation season, and it's usually the end of October, beginning of November when we start actively recruiting.
Okay. And what's it involve? The application process?
So the application process would be to contact me here at the lake. You can do so by email or by phone. And that would kind of get the conversation going. We would chat just a little bit to kind of get an idea of what kind of things you're looking for, what you're interested in, what kind of skills you might have, to see if you're open to working an entire season, what kind of things you're ready for. And at that point, I would send you an application, which is just a front and back type thing. You just fill out the form and send it back. And I would go through maybe some references, things like that, and get back to you and see if you're still interested. And then kind of start building that relationship and getting questions answered and getting things rolling to get here for the following spring.
Okay, so when do you make the hiring decision? I mean, if people were looking to accept the job or to know for sure that they got one?
I would say within 30 days of starting the application process, you would know whether you got the position or not.
Oh, very good. So really somebody would know in November if they got a job the next April.
Yep, that would be ideal. It gives you plenty of time to kind of get things sorted out and ready so that you're ready to get going come April.
Okay. Are you always looking for work campers? I mean, do you have positions open throughout the summer?
And it's kind of a thing. So we do try to have our positions filled for the summer, before the summer, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And so typically people stay throughout the season and leave at the end of the season. So like as of right now, if you ask me today, I would say no, we don't have any open positions currently because they're all filled and people are out there doing the work.
Okay. Can families come and have you put teenagers to work as well?
And so yeah, we do a little bit of that. Typically what we see are retired couples or retired individuals that work here. But we also do get younger families that do volunteer. I've even had throughout the season. So yeah, we get teenage volunteers. We get large groups of volunteers, local volunteers. So yes, we absolutely do see that.
Okay, very good. What can somebody do to really stand out if they really wanted a job there? Is there something that you're specifically looking for on a resume or a cover letter?
Really just highlighting the skills that you have that could be relative to the position. If I see that you do have good interpersonal skills, that you're great with people, if I talk to you on the phone and you can hold a really nice conversation and you sound pleasant, that goes a long way. Specifically on a resume, what we do ask is that we have some professional references because anybody can say, oh yeah, my sister says I'm really, really good at the job, but having a few professional references really does kind of help us to make that determination.
Okay. Is there one thing you wish all work campers knew before they came to work for you?
One thing I wish all work campers knew. So it's going to feel like a job a little bit. So it's a volunteer position. And your main goal here is to enjoy your season, enjoy the area, enjoy your time, enjoy the summer. But the work you put in is very much appreciated, very much noticed. And because of that, it does take a real commitment. So I think some people who start looking into the volunteering process think that, it's not going to be much work. I'm going to do a lot of sitting around, which there's plenty of off time. Don't get me wrong here. We tend to balance that work, family, relaxation, recreation life so that everybody enjoys being here. But there is a real work commitment to it.
Okay. So if people wanted more information about this opportunity, where could they get it?
Okay, so you can actually, the best thing to do is just to contact me directly through email or by phone, and I can give you those contacts if you'd like.
That'd be great.
Okay. My email address is Jessica, so Jessica, .Heath, HEATH, at usace.army.mil.
Your business card must be a 3x5.
Oh, it's pretty impressive, isn't it?
It is. Super.
It's a mouthful, and I usually have to repeat it. But once you got it, you got it.
Very good. Very good. Well,
and then can I give you a phone number too?
Please.
All right. It'd be 641-426-0115.
Very good. Well, I really appreciate the time and this information. I'm sure that a lot of people will find it interesting and looking for a opportunity to live in a rural area, but really close to a big city of Des Moines. It sounds like a great opportunity.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Greg.
I'd like to thank Park Ranger Jessica Heath for taking time to talk about multiple volunteer work camping opportunities at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers project at Lake Red Rock, Iowa. Ranger Heath starts looking for work campers for next season in early November, just after the current season draws to a close. Whether the job is staffed by a couple or a solo, work campers typically volunteer a minimum of 20 hours per week per position. Couples have the option of splitting the job responsibilities between themselves, such as each performing 10 hours of work apiece. However, Lake Red Rock also actively recruits solo work campers each season. All work camping jobs are volunteer, however they receive a free hookup campsite with water, sewer, 30 or 50 amp power connections. Although the nearby marina is not managed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, its contractors do offer discounts on pontoon boat rentals to work campers. Rangers host a potluck dinner for work campers early in the season to help them get to know each other, and another one towards season's end to recognize volunteers for their work. They also receive small gifts like wind socks, metal yard signs, or engraved glass coffee mugs, as well as a framed certificate highlighting the total number of volunteer hours contributed to the Army Corps of Engineers. Volunteers also plan their own potluck gatherings with other work campers throughout the summer. There are no special skills required to work at Lake Red Rock. Training regarding safety and specific job duties is provided for all positions. Because work campers will be working directly with the public, Ranger Heath said it would be good to have interpersonal skills to speak with them. One of the biggest traits she looks for is a positive attitude and someone who enjoys working well with others. Because so many people are depending upon work campers to run the park, it could feel like a job some days, she says. However, the staff tries to balance that work with plenty of time off for relaxation and recreation so that everybody enjoys being at the park. To apply, you can get the ball rolling by emailing Ranger Heath at Jessica J. Heath at usace.army.mil or give her a call at 641-426-0115. Who knows? After a summer in Iowa, you might be asking the big question from the movie Field of Dreams. Is this heaven Today's episode was sponsored by The Dreamer's Journey. It's an online course and community produced by Workamper News. Life is way too short to keep your dreams on hold, so don't be held back by fear because you were designed for more. Get started in the RV lifestyle the right way with this comprehensive guide. For just $29.95 for 90 days of access, Dreamers have unlimited viewing of 50-plus videos to learn things like what type of RV to buy, goal setting, how to budget for the adventure, developing a positive mindset, setting up a domicile, and operating a small business on the road, plus everything about work camping and how to find the right job for you. Each video is 30 to 90 minutes long to give in-depth coverage on each topic. There's no wrong time to get started, so for more information, visit www.rvdreamersjourney.com. That's all I have for this week's show. Next week, I'll be interviewing a volunteer who spent the summer right next door in a state park in Wisconsin. He'll tell us about his first work camping job on the next episode of The Workamper Show. Until then, have a safe, enjoyable Labor Day weekend to mark the end of another successful summer season. Thanks for listening.